Close your eyes for a second. Picture this. You're sitting in front of your screen, heart racing, knowing this is the start of something big. It's not perfect, but it's yours. That's how this journey began for me. Just an idea, a love for gaming, and a dream. Welcome to Z-Saga. This is my story. It's been a roller coaster of late nights, endless editing, and more self-doubt than I care to admit. But here we are. Whether you've been here since the beginning or if this is your first time watching, welcome. You're a part of this journey now. In this episode, I'll take you through the ups and downs of my YouTube journey so far, from awkward beginnings to finding my groove, hitting the first wave of consistent views, and yeah, even the moments when I questioned if it was still worth it. Oh, the early days. If you ever watched your first YouTube video and thought, what was I doing? You're not alone. My first uploads were, let's just say, an adventure. I had no fancy setup, no real editing skills, and honestly, no clue what I was doing. But I had heart, and well, a lot of times I Googled how to edit a YouTube video. In the beginning of every video, felt like climbing a mountain. I was learning everything on the fly, how to record gameplay without my computer overheating, how to cut out awkward pauses, and most importantly, how to make my voice sound less monotone. Little by little, I started improving. I tried new editing styles, played around with thumbnails, and even figured out how to add jump scare sound effects. They weren't perfect, they were mine. One of my biggest lessons I've learned early on was to let my personality shine through. It's easy to think you need to copy what other creators are doing, but honestly, people come back for you. Whether it was laughing at my own terrible gameplay or overreacting to a scare that wasn't even that scary. And then it happened, my first comment. Someone I didn't even know said they enjoyed my video. I still remember how that felt. It was like proof that I wasn't just talking into the void. These little wins kept me going. They reminded me that even though I was still figuring it all out, someone was there enjoying what I was creating. Looking back, those early days were messy, chaotic, and honestly kind of embarrassing. But they were also the foundation for everything I've built since. Every awkward pause, every late night edit, it all taught me something. And if you're just starting out, trust me, those moments are part of the magic. Let me tell you about the things that started to change when I finally found my rhythm and started seeing consistent views. Trust me, it's worth sticking around for. You know that feeling when you finally see progress? Like after all the late nights of endless experimenting, something clicks? That's what this part of the journey was for me, when things started to work. I wasn't hitting massive numbers, but I started seeing consistent views. People were watching, commenting, and even coming back for more. It was the first time I felt like I was actually building a community. It wasn't an overnight thing. I was learning what worked, what didn't, and how to play to my strengths. Whether it was improving my thumbnails, finding better ways to connect with the audience, or just being more confident on the camera. Every little change added up. I started to realize that it wasn't just about the games I was playing. It was about the experience I was sharing. People were showing up for the laughs, the scares, and maybe even a little for my terrible decision making and movements. These moments were everything, whether it was my first video to hit triple digits or a comment like, "Your reaction made my day." Those milestones gave me fuel to keep going. And here's the thing, this is only the beginning. If you're enjoying the journey so far and you want to see what's next, now's the perfect time to hit that subscribe button. It's free, it helps me out a ton, and it means you won't miss the next scare or laugh. Next, I'll share what happened when the views slowed down, the doubt crept in, and I hit my first real roadblock. Spoiler alert, it wasn't easy, but it taught me a lot. Let's talk about it. If there's one thing no one tells you about being a content creator, it's this. There will be moments when you feel like everything is falling apart. For me, this was the pit. I started to see growth, I had momentum, and then it all slowed down. Videos I poured my heart into weren't performing the way I hoped. The comments and the views that once gave me so much energy started to feel like a trickle. And honestly, I started questioning if I was cut for this. This was the first time I faced real doubt in terms of my YouTube channel. I'd ask myself, am I doing something wrong? Or worse, what if this just isn't meant to be? It was hard not to compare myself to other creators who seemed like they were blowing up overnight while I was stuck. Comparison is the quickest way to kill your motivation, and yet I couldn't help but wonder if I'd hit my ceiling. But then I think about why I started in the first place. I remember the first time someone said my video made them laugh, the nights I stayed up editing because I wanted to create something I was proud of, and the dream I had of one day turning this passion into something bigger. I realized that the only way out of this pit was through. It wasn't about chasing numbers, it was about improving, experimenting, and finding joy in the process again. The pit wasn't the end for me, it was a turning point. It made me stronger, more creative, and more determined than ever to stick with this. The thing about hitting rock bottom is that it gives you a choice. Stay there or climb back up. The truth is, I'm still in the middle of this climb. I'm not out of the pit yet, but I've realized something important. Progress doesn't always look like big wins. Sometimes it's just about putting one foot in front of the other. There are always days when it feels like I'm shouting into the wall, but I've learned to hold on to small victories. A new comment, a kind word, or even just hitting upload, or maybe hitting that subscribe button on a video I'm proud of. Right now, I'm not chasing perfection, I'm chasing progress. Each video is a chance to improve, to learn, and to experiment. And even if the views don't reflect the effort I put in, I remind myself that every step forward matters, no matter how small. I've stopped looking for overnight success and started focusing on what I can control, the quality of my content, my consistency, and my love for what I'm doing. But even in the pit, the vision hasn't gone away. I dream of building something real, something that lasts, a channel where people can come to laugh, scream, and feel like they're a part of a community, a place where every subscriber feels like they matter because they do. It's not about if I blow up anymore. It's about building the foundation so that when the time comes, I'm ready. And if that time doesn't come, at least I'll know I gave it everything I had. This is just the beginning of the climb. I'm excited to see where it leads, whether it's the screams, the laughs, or the lessons learned along the way. I'm grateful to share this with you. So thank you for being here. I'll see you when the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Z out.